Hi beauties, thanks for tuning into Makeup by Ammo. Today I put up a poll on my Facebook and on my Snapchat and I asked you guys which video would you like to see next, and everyone said this one. So this is the My First Time tag, which is actually a get to know me tag to let you know a lot of really fun and a lot of embarrassing first times for everything. So if you'd like to hear a few embarrassing stories about me, then please keep watching before I change my mind. Okay, so first one on the list is my first word when I was a baby, and I gotta call my mama. Hey Mom, I'm doing a video right now. I need to know what my first word was when I was a baby.
God. Makeup.
Yes! No.
Oh no.
Come
Probably
on.
No.
Wasn't it memorable?
No.
Oh, thanks a lot, Mom. I thought you told me that my first word was kitty.
Honey, you know poor mama's memory.
Okay, never mind.
Alright,
Okay, love you too.
Bye.
Bye. My first friend was my friend Jennifer, and her grandma and my grandma were best friends, and so of course we became best friends. I remember when I was 3 years old, I asked her, "Do you have a best friend?" And she was like, "No." And I was like, "Do you want to be my best friend?" And she was like, "Yeah." My first fear. It still remains my fear, you guys. I cannot stand E.T. No, can't watch the movie. No. My first text message today. So speaking of E.T., my mom is trying to sell this E.T. collectible toy, and so I was researching a few things for her, and now it's popping up in all of my feeds. So I sent my mom a picture today of how it popped up on my feed, and I said, "I'm blaming you for this." My first car, like many people, it was like a hand-me-down car from my parents, and it was a 1997 white Saturn. My first cell phone was back in the day before the Razors came out. It was just like a regular little cell phone, and I was so excited that I could actually text on it. My first date was a disaster. I was gonna go out on a date with this guy that I like really clicked with, and we went out for sushi and we went to go see Harry Potter, and we just had absolutely no chemistry with each other. He allowed me to pay half for the meal, which was like my first clue that I don't think this is going good. And then there was like a weird awkward hug at the end of the night, and we never talked to each other again. First boyfriend. My first boyfriend was when I was 17, almost turning 18, and he was a Marine, and we were together for about 2.5 years, and I even waited overseas for him for 9 months. Well, I wasn't waiting overseas. He was overseas and I was waiting. My first YouTube video, I didn't want to have to take it down, but I did have to, because I did me turning into Robert Smith from The Cure, and I used The Cure's music in the background. You can't use copywritten music. I had like a little warning and I had to take it down. What's the first one that I have on there right now? Oh, the NYX Face Awards, my entry quite a few years ago. I was doing like a 1920s look. I remember my husband helped me put it all together, and I was really trying to get in, but I didn't. First person I subscribed to. I actually subscribed like back in high school to Makeup Geek. Marlena, she's the one that now owns Makeup Geek Cosmetics. There weren't a lot of makeup tutorials kind of back then. I'm talking like 2004, and yeah, I loved her. First big purchase. This one's embarrassing. So Yo Girl was obsessed with the Spice Girls back in the day, and I went to a little store called Final Choice, and they have a lot of accessories there, and there was this little black purse with a British flag on it, and I think it was $30 or $35, and I put it on layaway, and I would come every week and pay I think like $7 or $8 on it. And I just remember when I finally had it, I was like, oh my god, this is the coolest purse, like everyone's gonna think I'm such a Spice Girl. Back then, being 12 years old, like $30 was a lot. My first job was actually at American Eagle at the Montebello Town Center, and I worked there seasonally. My first favorite toy was my kid sister doll. I got it for my 3rd birthday. I still have it today, like kind of, you know, put away. I don't sleep with it every night still. And she was my ride or die. She was my favorite toy. My first crush. This is so embarrassing too. So something happened like when I hit 2nd grade, and all of a sudden I liked boys, and there was this boy in my class. I guess I could mention his name because I have no idea where he is now. Nicholas Stavanovich. I had the biggest crush on him, and I believe he had glasses, and I thought that it made him look smart. Like, who thinks like that when you're in 2nd grade? And he was really nice. I remember one time I like fell in my chair during class, which I'm a spaz, like stuff like that always happens to me. And I remember that he got up and like helped me get up and asked me if I was okay. And I'm just like, yeah. So my heart was broken when 3rd grade came around and he was no longer attending the school. And it's kind of funny because I still have a thing for guys in glasses. Like, I love when my husband wears his glasses. My first kiss. So I waited a pretty long time to have my first kiss because I wanted it to be like absolutely perfect. We were listening to Always by Blink-182, which was my favorite band at the time, so it was just like magical. My first celebrity crush. You guys are gonna laugh at me. So you know how when you're little, your standard of what handsome or beautiful is like how your dad looks or how your mom looks? So to me, I can't say this without laughing. So my dad had long black curly hair, so naturally I thought that Michael Jackson was really handsome because he had long black curly hair. And I remember I went to Venice Beach with my mom and dad one time, and they were selling buttons, and I begged my mom and begged her to buy me a button of Michael Jackson, but it was secretly because I thought that he looked really handsome in it. First time at the hospital. This is kind of a buzzkill question if you ask me. So a few years ago, I was out celebrating my birthday with my family, and out of nowhere, just in case you don't know, I actually suffer from high blood pressure. So out of nowhere, I had this high blood pressure anxiety attack / seizure, and we had to leave the restaurant immediately. We had a police escort us to the nearest hospital, and I was in the emergency room, and they had to like wrap me in blankets so that my body wouldn't go into shock, and I believe they had to give me a medication to numb the inside of my body. It was a terrible experience. I was on the verge of a heart attack. What a buzzkill. And so now I have to watch my blood pressure very, very carefully. The first time I got in trouble, now this is actually funny. This will lighten the mood a little bit. So in 1st grade, apparently I used to like to talk in class a lot, and my friend Nikki was in my class with me, and of course I loved talking to her because we would have sleepovers and we were really good friends. So I asked my teacher if Nikki could sit next to me, and my teacher, Miss McGinnis, was like, if I sit her next to you, do you promise not to talk to her? And I was like, yes, I promise. Literally the second that she moved her desk next to me and sat next to me, I just completely ignored the teacher and just started talking to Nikki. And so automatically I got in trouble. She moved Nikki away from me. I was so bummed out, and I actually got in trouble like almost like 1st grade level detention. So all of the kids from my class were going to the other 1st grade class to watch Power Rangers, and I had to stay behind with nobody else, just me and my teacher, and I had to practice my ABCs. And I was so bummed out, but it taught me a good lesson because I never got in trouble again after that. Like, I was a goody after that because I was like, I want to watch Power Rangers. My first pet was my cat Cleo. She was black and white, and she was very sweet, but at the same time she was very like Cleopatra. And that's not actually where we got her name. It was because I wanted her name to be the cat in Pinocchio because I was obsessed with Disney. I'm still obsessed with Disney. So my mom was like, oh yeah, the cat's name is Cleo, but turns out it was Figaro, but Figaro is a boy, so I guess it worked out. Anyway, the name fit her and she was just such an awesome cat, and I had her until I think she was about 13. My first concert, this is another embarrassing one. Bop, you sure you want to know? So my first concert was Hanson. My uncle actually surprised me with 2 tickets on my birthday to go and see them a few months from then. By the time that the concert actually came, I actually didn't like Hanson anymore, but my mom was like, "You still need to go, Angela, you can't just not go." So I went with my mom and I was trying to force myself to like get into it the whole time, and like all these girls are screaming around me and I'm like trying to scream too, but I just wasn't feeling it. Alright guys, so that concludes this video. If you liked this video and you like get to know me videos, please remember to give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe below. Leave me any comments if you thought anything was entertaining or if anything made you laugh. And until next time, remember to stay beautiful inside and out. I love you all and I will see you soon. Bye!